Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cole Wolfrun, and we are back with another Death Battle reaction. Been a while since we've done one of these, but they uploaded a new one that I actually care a lot about. Dante from Devil May Cry, one of my favorite fictional characters of all time, versus Clive from Final Fantasy 16, a game I have recently beat on my own, and he might be my new Final Fantasy protagonist, so I'm fairly invested in this fight. I don't see how Clive has a shot in fucking hell at beating Dante. But we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Like, the power scaling in Final Fantasy 16 is kind of hard to figure out a little bit. Devil May Cry, Dante's, like, kicked Satan in the balls. So it's not really. That would be in a Bayonetta game. But before we get started with this reaction, please go over to Death Battle's channel and go support the original post, obviously. But anyways, let's get started. Let's see who's going to win this. My money is on Dante, but I'd be fine with either.
Dante versus Clive. DMC's Devil Hunter versus Final Fantasy's Shield of Rosaria. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick. And it's our job to analyze their weapons.
That's good animation.
Find out who would win a death battle.
I gotta factor in all of
dangerous world out there. Cultists, demons, and evil businessmen lust
this
for
battle
blood.
covers spoilers for Devil May Cry 5. That game is several years old at this point.
And every day brings a new cataclysm humanity must.
Yo, but don't spoil the anime though. I haven't finished it.
Like the end, but for a devil hunter
I need to finish the anime. I liked it for what it was. I know some people hated it, but I didn't.
A dark knight who, thousands of years ago, woke up to justice and sealed away the demon.
Justice!
But
Yep.
then Sparta mysteriously died, and his wife got iced by some demons, leaving Dante and his brother Virgil separated.
We need to learn more about Sparta. I would actually see Sparta show up in a game. That'd be cool.
Set up a business dedicated to
Maybe a prequel game about Sparta would be cool.
And with the blood of Sparta running through him, he's the best in the business. By harnessing his own demonic energy,
6'2", 184. Yo, that's honestly scrawny. Dante weighs more than 184. That is not a buff man. That is a very small man at 184 at 6'2". Even if, okay, I guess he's like 4% body fat, so maybe.
Power and durability, letting him block kaiju-sized punches, move faster than a meteor, and regenerate like an unstoppable force of nature. As long as he has the energy, he can heal from getting shot, stabbed, sliced through. Basically anything. Even without his regeneration, he's survived heat that would reduce the layman to ash. But
yeah.
no hunter is complete without
How is Clive gonna beat? Why is Clive a match?
Rebellion, plus ebony and ivory, 2 magic pistols with endless ammo clips. And they say the perfect gift doesn't exist. But Dante's full arsenal is far larger and
Well, because, yeah, they've had Dante on the channel before, and he beat the shit out of Bayonetta, didn't he?
stranger. Like King Cerberus, a shape-shifting set of elemental nunchucks. Cavalier.
Oh, are they giving him everything? Oh, they're giving him everything. That is so many weapons.
A pair of buzzsaws that are also a motorcycle. Ball rod. Fiery fisticuffs for boxing and capoeira. And Navan, guitar. An electric guitar.
That's also a woman.
Lucifer, a backpack of endless laser swords that Dante got after slaying. Actually, we never see how he beat Lucifer. Yeah, you know someone's a badass when they off-screened the actual devil. Then there's my fave, Dr. Faust, a sentient hat that turns Dante into basically Orville Peck. Oh, it shoots crystallized demon blood. Dante needed this and much more when he got a warm welcome from.
Hey, don't use animation from that terrible mobile game. Peak of Combat or whatever it's called. Like, it's so bad.
In a twist of fate, Virgil was alive.
Just play Devil May Cry 5.
Different path. While Dante was partying, Virgil studied the blade, seeking the power he needed to exert his will.
Virgil is the world's biggest weeb. It's true.
Close to doing in their first meeting.
Virgil's a guy who would say solo leveling deserved to win Anime of the Year. He's someone who's wrong.
But the defeat only spurred
super weebs.
He learned to teleport using Trickster, slow down time through Quicksilver, and double-team foes with Doppelganger. With a slick pose and the right timing,
I just pissed off a lot of people by saying that. I don't like solo leveling.
Armor up as a dreadnought. And then there's
its writing is so bad.
Super form Dante achieves through his supernatural power.
I say that, but I'm a fan of Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry's writing is not much better.
By tapping into his inner demon,
but it is a little better.
And gains an enormous boost in speed and power. Naturally, his rematch with Virgil went very differently, and that was far from.
That's one of the best final bosses in gaming. That is not. That one's not. The Mundus fight's fucking annoying. It's not even hard. It's just annoying.
Stronger alternate future Mundus who had completely merged with the demon world.
Oh, so we're counting the comic continuity as well. Okay. Well, the manga continuity.
Mundus became a living universe just for Dante to shoot him in the face. Then there's Argosax, a god so astronomically intense, he had the power of every other demon in existence. A divine deity of the sun that Dante also shot in the face. Oh, that guy!
Yep.
I completely forgot about him.
Dante has murdered so many gods.
How powerful Argosax was, he was just an insignificant Tuesday to Dante. So it's safe to say Dante had become the strongest around. But no amount of style, pizza, or wahoos could fill the hole in his heart. Sure, Virgil was a power-hungry weeb, but he was still his bro. Beneath Dante's antics, killing the last of his family kinda messed him up.
Yeah.
He learned his family wasn't as gone as he thought.
Yeah, he has a nephew.
He had a nephew, Nero, who Dante would help get into the family business in his own unconventional way.
By beating the shit out of him.
Pretty badass. Even helping Dante take on the so-called Demon King Urizen. Nero's Devil Breaker arm can fire light-speed lasers that Dante and Virgil have done.
Mundus and Dante flew into the atmosphere of a neighboring planet, though the time frame is unclear, and even generous estimates put it under his best feat. Okay.
Dante and Virgil can already
I like to read those.
in their base forms, but when charged with enough demonic energy, they can outright blitz beams over 11 times faster than light. Nero even survived getting melted down while inside a living statue. It's a long story. And that's the same sort of regeneration that Dante has, meaning he can survive being turned into a puddle. So Dante was ready when Virgil somehow returned. Again, and made an apocalyptic demon tree for what else? More power! With the entire world now on the line, Dante had to get serious and fully embrace his human and demon sides alike by stabbing himself.
Yeah.
Holy shit, Dante has been impaled so much, he decided to make it how he powers up. So he got his greatest weapon, Devil Sword Dante.
Yeah, it's the coolest sword in the franchise. I don't care what anyone says. Devil Sword Dante is way cooler than the Devil Sword Sparta. Like, there is no contest between the two. Devil Sword Dante, way better than Devil Sword Sparta.
Dante's demon energy at its peak. He can fire lasers with loose, obliterate with
How is Clive gonna stand a chance?
Legendary Sparta. But although Dante was
maybe when I was playing Final Fantasy 16, I just wasn't really, like, fully comprehending how, like, the scale of power, because it's in a medieval fantasy setting. Like, granted, yeah, like, Clive kills a god, but Dante's done that twice.
Totally a match for Virgil, neither of them would budge on their ideals. Both were destined to duel until one was dead forever. But thanks to Nero and two well-placed bitch slaps, they got some sense knocked into him. Dante realized that if he couldn't make Virgil abandon his ways, he might as well keep an eye on him. In one fell swoop, the two severed the world-spanning demon tree and prepared for a permanent departure to the underworld. You can choose your friends, but not your family. But if that's what it takes to keep Virgil safe, or rather to keep the world safe from Virgil, Dante will deal
That's
with it.
more accurate.
He's happy slugging it out with his bro. Maybe happier than he's ever been. Proof that as long as you have the human drive, even hell can become a paradise sweet enough that a devil may cry.
Yeah. Dante's happy fighting his brother for eternity.
Whiz, it's an emergency! This fight's gonna have a banger soundtrack, but my headphones broke! Well, good news. This battle is sponsored by
Oh my god. Okay.
Keep your ears open and your holiday playlist rolling with Raycon's essential opening,
Yep.
Clive Rosfield. A man destined to
Okay, I gotta say, I've been talking a lot about how I think Dante's gonna win this fight. I think I like Clive better. Like, a lot better. Because Clive's cool as fuck, man. Like, I kind of wish I had played Final Fantasy 16 on the channel, and but I couldn't like resist, because like y'all the free subscribers voted for a different game for me to play, and I don't regret playing the game they voted for because that game was fantastic. It was Expedition 33, but I couldn't not play Final Fantasy 16, so I played it on my own, and it might be my favorite Final Fantasy ever, or at the very least since 9, for sure. Like, it's definitely better than anything since 9 for me. And Clive is definitely my favorite new protagonist. The writing in Final Fantasy 16 was really good. Like, I really enjoyed the story and characters a lot. And I was happy to be back in, like, an actual fucking medieval fantasy setting for once in Final Fantasy. And, yeah, I enjoyed 16 a lot. And I really, really like Clive. And Jill might be one of my favorite Final Fantasy characters, too. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Joshua. Best Cid in the series, though. Anyway, so before you guys come in here, like, seeing me, like, being, oh, Dante's gonna win, thinking I don't like Clive, I might like... Actually, you know what? I think I do like Clive better as a character than Dante. Dante's just insanely overpowered. But let's see. I could be wrong. I might be happy to be wrong.
Anybody who's a Dom can draw on magic life juice.
A Dom? Don't call it that, Boomstick.
And commanding the element they embody to create storms, slay armies, and split the sea. Dominants are forces of nature.
Yep.
Clive would be the dominant of the Phoenix. Well, he was supposed to, but Big Bird said no thanks. And
he's the same size, he's only 184. Okay, well, at least he's only 6 foot. Height matters with how big you are.
Ed picked his sick little brother Joshua. Parents don't play favorites, but I guess ancient monsters can. Despite the rejection...
Parents don't play favorites? There is an example of a parent that plays favorites right fucking there, Boomstick. Clive's mom is a bitch.
And a deep loathing from his mother, Annabella, Clive and Joshua were only kind to one another. Clive saw the burden his brother bore and accepted his blessing of the Phoenix in hopes of becoming Joshua's shield. Meaning he learned a bunch of magic. He can shoot fire, teleport with Phoenix shift, and took down this beast.
The combat in Final Fantasy 16 is so fun. I don't care what anyone says. I love turn-based games. I loved Expedition 33. I love Baldur's Gate 3. I've been loving the fuck out of Divinity Original Sin 2. Action RPGs are more fun for me.
Even without magic, Clive's a capable swordsman, able to boost his speed and perception with precision dodge. But it wasn't enough when Annabella betrayed Rosaria for the Empire of Sound.
Yep, she did.
In one night, Clive's knights, people, and his own father were slaughtered before him.
Yep, dark opening.
Those aren't in this game. Well, that's unfortunate. But the Phoenix icon sure is, because the trauma of everything made poor Joshua lose control. Clive wanted nothing more than to help his brother, and perhaps this desire awakened the icon that was in him all along. The fiery beast, Ifrit. Boy, is Ifrit a wild one. Just standing nearby will incinerate the average Joe. It can make fire barriers, regenerate lost limbs, decimate foes with a flaming spirit bomb, and shatter a walking mountain.
Dude, the icon fights in that game are so fucking... I need to replay that game on the channel, like on a stream or something, because I love that game so fucking much.
The downside being Clive couldn't control it. He didn't even remember becoming Ifrit, or battling the Phoenix in a fight that reduced everything he loved to cinders, leaving Joshua dead. If that wasn't bad enough, dear old Ma found him the next day and made him a slave to Sanbreque's army. Clive spent 13 years wallowing through life, searching for Ifrit's host for revenge, only to learn the one he wanted to kill was himself.
Yeah.
This revelation hit Clive like a phantom train.
It was also really good writing, and Ben Starr's voice acting performance was so good that I actually think he should have beat Neil Newbon for voice acting performance of the year back in 2023. I didn't at the time, because I hadn't played Final Fantasy 16 yet, but now that I have, shit was better. Final Fantasy 16 was not better than Baldur's Gate 3. That's not what I meant. Baldur's Gate 3 is way better. But Ben Starr did a better job as Clive than Neil Newbon did as Astarion. I'm sorry!
He deserved for taking the lives of Joshua and so many others. Even so, there was a light at the end of the tunnel.
I actually think...
Thanks to his
I actually think that Ben Starr was better as Clive than he was as Verso. That's my opinion, though.
Fighting the real problems plaguing his world. Crystals and racism.
Yeah! Fight the racism!
Well, for bearers. Basically, anyone who can use magic without special crystals. So, what better way to dismantle the system than to help fellow bearers and destroy the mother crystals ruining the planet, all while picking up some nifty abilities. Through a mysterious power that lets him absorb icons, Clive took Garuda, an avian with sharp slashes and sharper talons.
Yeah!
From Sid, he received Remove, so he could summon lightning. From his beige...
Best Sid in the franchise. If you think otherwise, you're wrong, unless you say 7, because that's the only one I will say is as good as 16 Sid. But that's probably due to his voice actor just being mwah.
Still, he got Shiva to freeze lava and even time itself. With Titan, he can block and absorb blows with earth-shattering fists. From this Dragon Prince, he got Bahamut and some deadly lasers. And through Odin, he can slow the flow of time and slice apart the fabric of space. Looks familiar.
Yeah.
Powers, Clive stepped up to
fair.
lead the bearers and even reunited with Joshua, who was alive all along. Surprise.
Yep.
Clive spent 5 years freeing the land and became hot as hell while doing it. Well, no, not well,
yeah.
That way, but also
Yes.
by using part of Ifrit's power,
Clive is hot as fuck.
Set himself aflame, activating Limit Break to boost his abilities. But Limit Break is far from Clive's limit. After absorbing the Phoenix essence from Joshua, he became Ifrit Risen. Now fully in control of the monster that had tormented him, he embraced his role as a shield for his brother and friends. Just in time to battle in space, block a planet-wiping blast, and overpower this dragon at the speed of light. That's no exaggeration. Ifrit Risen is literally stated to move at light speed. Not surprising when Clive
Oh, maybe I was wrong. Maybe Clive will win.
And overpowered Omega,
Ooh.
a god-slaying weapon that can destroy, and I quote, all of creation. But
Yeah.
Clive's strong enough to do all this. You know, besides the majestic man cleavage. Turns out Clive's birth was orchestrated. He was intended to become the vessel of Ultima, an ancient, all-powerful being that created humanity, but abandoned them after they developed free will. Meaning everything that happened was the fault of one person. God, the bastard!
Yeah.
Clive wouldn't be a puppet if God was in the
Wouldn't be Final Fantasy if God wasn't responsible for everyone's problems.
way of humanity's freedom, then God was gonna
They kill God a lot in Final Fantasy.
No shit! Ultima was stronger than anyone Clive had faced, able to warp all of reality to create a universe. But Clive had a secret not even Ultima foresaw. Over his journey, he developed a special state of mind, Logos. AKA someone powered by human will and the bonds of consciousness with others. Okay, that sounds like anime friendship crap, but
It kinda is.
badass who
It
can
is. It is the power of friendship. You know it, Boomstick.
getting stronger
But it's still
over
cool.
just one fight. So much so that, despite struggling against Ultima initially, by the end of the fight, Clive took out Ultimalius, a more powerful amalgamation of Ultima and his entire species, all while Clive was in his base form. Ultima literally became Ultima squared, but Clive still kicked his ass. Using his bonds with his brother, his friends, and his unbridled will, Clive killed God in a giant 999,999 damage punch.
Yep.
Okay, so it really was the power of friendship after all.
He Asura's Wrath Ultima. You know, if I had a nickel for every time I had a really cool angry protagonist that killed God by punching him really hard in the face, I'd have 2 nickels. 3 nickels, 'cause Kratos. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened 3 times.
Yeah, this guy's got a future in Shonen. Well, except we don't really know what happened to Clive. Whether he lived or died, though, doesn't really matter. It was his journey and the world he created that
I
made
think he
his life
died.
meaningful.
I'm pretty sure he's
Clive's
dead.
dream of a future where everyone can live and die on their own terms had become a reality.
I think he died.
And his stories were written up in a book by a certain Joshua Rosfield, which he titled Final Fantasy.
That was cool. I liked
The
that.
battle's coming up next, so call your winner now, folks. Just
Okay, so I still think Dante's gonna win because I don't really think they showed anything. Like, granted, I think the only thing that might give Clive a leg up is his win over Ultima. But who do I like better? I'm going to go with Clive on that one. I'm going to say I like Clive better as a character. And I'm not going to be upset if he wins, as long as their reason makes sense. If he wins and their reason's bullshit, you guys know, you guys have seen these death battle reactions. If the reason's bullshit, then I'm going to call it bullshit. But if their reason makes sense, then I will accept it. Because I really like Clive, and I love Final Fantasy 16. I also love Devil May Cry, and I love Dante. I think Dante's going to win. I like Clive better as a character, but I want Dante to win. Let's see.
The NBA season
Oh, fuck off.
So does DraftKings' newest
I mean,
fantasy game.
whatever, get that bag.
The data through all possibilities. It's time for a death battle.
Clive is so much cooler, though. Clive is awesome. I might be a Clive fanboy. Well, this animation looks good.
Our entire way of life.
I should have guessed that there would be an ad right here. That makes sense. Alright. Why is Dante hunting Clive? That's a question.
Hey, I heard your fiery friend is causing trouble.
Oh,
I'm in the business
he's hunting.
of dealing with trouble.
Did you travel through space and time, Dante?
Now, I have a god to kill. The last thing that will stop me is a demon.
That's not a very good Ben Starr impersonator, though. Okay. Ooh, the music! Ooh! Okay. Oh, he is gonna use Nevin. They like Nevin, don't they?
Fancy yourself a bard?
Ah! That was some D&D ass dialogue. Yeah, like in their human forms, at least, Dante outclasses him. In their human forms.
No hiding in the shadows anymore, Smokey.
Oh, doppelganger.
Time to see the light.
Bahamut, okay. Okay, but Kamehameha, got it. Oh, yeah, there it is. They had to get the bike in there.
Hell is that?
It's called a motorcycle. And it's real cool. Oh, Devil Trigger. Sin Devil Trigger? This is very cool. This is very cool. I'm just having fun watching this one.
Virgil's got some competition.
Didn't they do Sephiroth versus Virgil? Too? Kind of a similar matchup. Okay, it's a little concerning that Dante is Devil Triggered and Clive.
Let's give him everything we've got.
Oh, here we go. Here comes the Freet. So cool. Dante's fought things like that before, though. Sin Devil Trigger. Alright, here we go. Oh, this is cinema. Absolute cinema. Oh, this might be one of my favorites I've watched. This is so cool. Okay. Okay. The Dante model is definitely better than the Clive one. Yeah, Clive's gonna lose.
Just once. I need more. It's been a bash, Smokey. Jackpot! I need every...
Oh!
Not bad. Not bad at all.
No. All right, I'm gonna need an explanation.
God'll be nothing.
First off, that was fucking cinema, Death Battle. That might have been my favorite, like, fight scene they've animated that I've watched on the channel so far. Holy shit, that was good. But now I'm gonna need y'all to explain that shit, because how?
Okay, that was a whole nother level of close, but I think we got the point. This was not an easy call to make. Dante and Clive matched each other so closely, it was hard finding a definitive advantage.
Okay.
This is best explained through 3 categories, starting with stats. Both
Stats.
Dante and Clive could easily beat up universe-busting threats. Mundus and Ultimalius could create universes at a whim, and Dante and Clive defeated them sans their own super forms. Dante and Clive could both consistently intercept lasers at faster-than-light speed.
Yeah.
And Dante could always amp up with demon juice to briefly outspeed Clive anyway. But Clive could match that by boosting his own speed and reflexes through precision dodge. Both were so beyond the pale that neither could definitively overpower the other.
I'll believe that.
Powers, you'd think one of their abilities would break the deadlock. Not so much. Dante and Clive could generally match each other blow for blow, be it to teleport, slow down time, flash freeze the other, block and absorb.
That's a good point.
And Dante could survive the intense flames of Ifrit. He's dealt with heat like that before. Though Clive did not have a perfect match against Doppelganger, he did have more methods of manipulating time, both more reliable and abusable, in addition to defensive measures like Ifrit's barrier to fall back on to outlast powers like Doppelganger. But their super forms evened out. Any edge Clive could get from, say, Limit Break or Ifrit Risen, Dante could match with Devil Trigger or Sin Devil Trigger.
Okay.
In the end, both have answers.
Damn, really? Okay. Okay.
Win, which is why it came down to one major factor: endurance. Just how long could these two keep at?
Okay, they're gonna need a really good explanation here, because Clive doesn't really have a healing factor per se. At least it's never really shown in the game. Like, yeah, he heals quicker than a normal person because he's a dominant. But we've seen Dante heal from some crazy shit.
While Dante's super forms could undoubtedly keep up with Clive's, there is an emphasis in story and gameplay that they expend a lot of demonic energy. The longest Dante has battled in Devil Trigger against someone his equal is about 6 minutes, and abilities like Doppelganger, Quicksilver, and Sin Devil Trigger burn through it even faster. Time in Ifrit Risen isn't limitless either, but it can last longer, fighting for tens of minutes if necessary. But given how close this match is, it's vital. If Ifrit Risen catches Dante outside of Devil Trigger, it's over. I know what you're thinking. Dante's crazy tough. His healing factor is way better than Clive's. Clive can regen lost limbs, sure, but Dante can heal from getting reduced.
That's only as Ifrit.
Couldn't he just tank Ifrit's attacks? Well, yes, but also no. This is where context is everything.
Okay.
While no doubt impressive, Dante's healing has been overcome in the past because it is tied to how much energy he has. Less demonic energy means a less potent healing factor. Like when he got knocked out for a month.
Is that ever explicitly stated in canon? Okay, when he got knocked out for a month in Devil May Cry 5.
Straight by Urizen, only surviving thanks to a constant source of demon blood. Hell, overtaxing demon regen is how Dante killed Virgil in the first place. Even if we assume Dante could get a second wind, it's always possible Clive could get one too, becoming even stronger from pure willpower, just like when he fought Ultimalius. So, for as tough and persistent as Dante was, Clive was able to endure just that much more to get the final edge.
I don't know if I 100% agree, but I'll accept it, mostly because I like Clive more. I don't know, man. That's still one I'm like, I get it's really close. Like, it's way closer than I thought it was going to be after looking at their stats. So I will agree it was closer than I expected. I'll take it. Whatever.
The devil was in the details, but Clive's victory is no fantasy.
It's not like when they had Dimitri beat Guts.
Winner is Clive Rosfield.
Still salty about that one.
Next time.
Okay,
on
who's
Death
next?
Battle.
Death Battle 2025 finale. Yugi versus Ash? How are you going to scale the power of Dual Monsters? That one's going to be stupid. It's going to be cool, but it's going to be so dumb. Overall, guys, I really enjoyed this death battle. That was a fun one. The analysis I enjoyed. I don't know if I necessarily 100% agree, but I agree more than I have on some of their other statements in the past. That being said, that fucking animation for that fight scene was fucking amazing. Like, that looked so good. I enjoyed every second of that. So, yeah, that was great. Overall, I enjoyed this one. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments if you have any recommendations for other death battles for me to watch or other videos for me to watch and react to in general. I also do Let's Plays here on the channel, and I stream twice a week. So if you're interested in any of that kind of stuff, feel free to subscribe and check out some of the other content I got. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.